Hello and welcome. You're listening to the audiobook version of the Field Guide to AI Conversational Prompting. Work faster, think clearer, without complicated prompts, by Dion Baker. This book is organized into 6 different chapters. Chapter 1 will discuss what is conversational prompting. Chapter 2 will discuss why conversational prompting works. Chapter 3 will discuss how to practice conversational prompting. In Chapter 4, we'll get into field techniques. In Chapter 5, we'll discuss use cases for conversational prompting. And in Chapter 6, we'll show you quick reference field notes that you can use. And after that, we'll conclude the audiobook. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. My name is Dion Baker, and I want to open this book with a story, a true story. It's my AI moment. It didn't start with a headline or a viral video. It started with a feeling, curiosity at first, and later, clarity. I tried ChatGPT before. Like many of you, I played around with it when it first came out, testing whether it could mimic my old music lyrics and help generate creative content. It was fun, even impressive, but I didn't fully grasp its power. That changed in April 2024. At that time, I was leveling up my data analytics skills, working heavily in tools like Microsoft Power BI. I was putting in long hours trying to extract insights from complex data sets. That's when I had a call from my brother where he actually reminded me about ChatGPT and how far it had come. So I gave it another shot. This time, I uploaded some data and asked it for insights. I used structured and unstructured data. In both instances, within seconds, it returned a narrative, not just numbers, but meaning. It surfaced trends, made comparisons, even drew conclusions I hadn't yet considered at the moment. And that was my AI moment. That was when it clicked. In operational excellence where I work, clarity and speed are everything. And here was a tool that could help me accelerate both. From that moment, I knew this wasn't just a novelty. This was a partner, a force multiplier. I dove deeper. I studied prompt engineering, learning how to craft precise inputs to generate better outputs. But as powerful as that was, I also saw how intimidating it could be for everyday users. That's when I coined the term conversational prompting. Conversational prompting removes the technical barrier. It's about talking to AI like you would talk to a trusted colleague. No code, no complexity, just clear communication. And here's what's amazing. When you practice conversational prompting, you don't just get better outputs from AI. You get better at speaking, at thinking, at refining your ideas. So I created this field guide. This audiobook isn't about theory. It's about practice. It's here to help you use generative AI naturally, confidently, and effectively, no matter your background. Whether you're a business leader, an educator, a student, or just curious about AI, this guide will give you tools to think faster, write clearer, solve better, and grow sharper by learning how to talk to AI the way you talk to people. That's what conversational prompting is all about. So let's begin. Let's find your AI moment, and let's make it count. Chapter 1. What is conversational prompting? Talk first, engineer never. When people think about using AI like ChatGPT, they're often told to engineer their prompts carefully. They hear about prompt templates, structured frameworks, few-shot models, and step-by-step formulas. It can make working with AI feel like writing code, technical, rigid, and sometimes overwhelming. But when I use AI, I don't approach it like an engineer. I approach it like a human being having a conversation. Conversational prompting is the practice of interacting with AI naturally, the same way you would interact with a person. There's no pressure to perfectly structure your input. No need to memorize complicated formats. No need to force your ideas into a rigid blueprint. Instead, you simply start the conversation. You journal your thoughts. You ask questions. You explain concepts as they're forming. You clarify when necessary. You redirect when the AI misunderstands, just like you would in a real dialogue. Conversational prompting is about using your natural communication skills to unlock the power of AI. It's about bringing your voice into the interaction, not adapting yourself to fit a machine structure. And here's the truth. If you can think clearly and talk naturally, you already have everything you need to practice conversational prompting. No engineering required. Chapter 2. Why Conversational Prompting Works. The advantages of keeping it natural. There's a reason why conversational prompting feels so natural and so effective. It taps into the way humans are already wired to communicate and think. And because it works with your brain, not against it, it unlocks better, faster, more valuable interactions with AI. Here's why conversational prompting is so powerful. 1. Ease of input. When you try to engineer a perfect prompt, you often get stuck before you even start. You second-guess yourself. You overthink your phrasing. You slow yourself down. Conversational prompting removes all that friction. You just speak your mind. You start typing or talking, and the conversation builds naturally from there. The energy stays high. The ideas flow faster. You stay in creative mode, not stuck in planning mode. Reason number 2, clearer communication. When you practice expressing your ideas conversationally to the AI, you're also practicing a vital life skill, clear communication. Because the AI responds based on how you frame your thoughts, you start paying closer attention to how you express yourself. Are you being specific enough? Are you giving enough context? Are you asking the right type of question? Over time, conversational prompting sharpens your ability to explain things simply and clearly, which improves not just your AI results, but your human conversations too. Reason number 3, real-time thinking and refinement. One of the hidden benefits of conversational prompting is that it becomes a mirror for your own thought process. When the AI responds in ways you didn't expect, it forces you to clarify your own thinking. When the AI misunderstands, it forces you to reframe your ideas more precisely. This real-time back and forth helps you shape stronger ideas, discover blind spots, and refine your concepts, all through the act of conversation. It's less like programming a machine and more like sparring with a smart partner who helps sharpen your mind. In short, conversational prompting is effective because it's human. It's accessible, it's fast, it's collaborative, and it's exactly the kind of natural interaction that will define the future of AI. Chapter 3. How to practice conversational prompting. Making it natural, practical, and powerful. If you can have a conversation, you can practice conversational prompting. The beauty of this method is that it does not require complicated formulas or memorization. It simply requires intention and flow. But to help you get the most of it, I'm going to break down a few tactical ways you can practice conversational prompting right now and start seeing better results with AI immediately. Those tactical ways include journaling conversations, interactive questioning, and speaking to AI like a teammate. Journaling conversations. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to practice conversational prompting is to treat your AI session like a journal entry. Instead of asking a specific question or giving a formal task, you just talk through your thoughts with the AI. For example, I'm thinking about launching a new podcast, but I'm debating between 2 different themes. Let me talk it through with you. Or, today I'm reflecting on how conversational prompting feels more natural to me than traditional prompting. I'm trying to figure out why. When you journal this way, ChatGPT acts like a thought partner. It listens, mirrors back, asks clarifying questions, and helps you explore deeper layers of your own thinking. Interactive questioning. Another technique is using AI like a conversation partner, where you actively ask questions, respond to answers, and build a dialogue just like you would with a colleague. Start with a broad, open-ended question. Then, based on the AI's response, ask natural follow-up questions and steer the conversations where you want it to go. For example, what are the main benefits of conversational prompting over prompt engineering? The AI responds. Then you say, good points. Can you give me some examples where conversational prompting would be especially helpful? The AI responds. Then you say, what about some situations where it might not work as well? This style of prompting unlocks deeper layers of information because you're exploring, not just requesting. Speaking to AI like a teammate. Sometimes the easiest way to practice conversational prompting is to literally imagine you're talking to a teammate or collaborator. You don't overthink what you say to a teammate. You explain, you explore, you clarify, you brainstorm, you just talk. Use voice to text if possible and literally speak your thoughts into ChatGPT. For example, okay, so here's where my head's at. I'm building a field guide on conversational prompting and I want it to feel really practical and accessible. Can you help me brainstorm a few chapter titles that would fit that vibe? Notice how informal and natural that sounds? That's the sweet spot you're aiming for. Putting it all together. Practicing conversational prompting isn't about mastering a technique. It's about returning to what you already know. Talking, thinking out loud, asking real questions, clarifying when needed, building ideas together. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the stronger your communication, thinking, and collaboration with AI will be. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into field techniques you can use to sharpen your conversational prompting even more, including how to start conversations with AI, redirect when needed, and avoid common pitfalls. 3 field tips. Number 1, don't rush to a final answer right away. Let your ideas breathe. Let the conversation meander a little. That's where the breakthroughs happen. Field tip number 2. Treat ChatGPT like an expert you're interviewing. Follow your curiosity. Let the questions unfold naturally. Field tip number 3. If you ever feel stuck when typing, switch to voice input for a few minutes. You'll notice the conversation feels more alive, and your ideas often get clearer. Chapter 4. Field Techniques. Sharpen your conversations. Unlock deeper AI collaboration. Now that you understand the core of conversational prompting, it's time to sharpen your practice. Conversational prompting is natural, but like any skill, a few tactical moves can make it even more powerful. In this chapter, you'll learn specific techniques you can use in the field. How to start a strong conversation with AI. How to clarify and redirect naturally. How to use voice to text for maximum flow. How to avoid common pitfalls that weaken the conversation. These techniques will help you engage with AI in a way that feels effortless while unlocking richer, more useful outputs. Technique number 1. Start with an invitation, not a command. When you open a conversation with AI, don't think about commanding it. Think about inviting it into your thought process. Start casually and contextually. For example, I'm exploring some ideas around X topic. Let's brainstorm together. I've been thinking about X problem and would love to bounce some ideas off you. I'm trying to work through X challenge. Can we think through a few different approaches? This sets a collaborative tone from the start. It frames the AI as a thinking partner, not just a machine waiting for orders. Technique number 2. Clarify and redirect like you would with a person. Sometimes, the AI won't nail the response you're hoping for on the first try. That's normal, and it's actually an opportunity. Instead of getting frustrated, treat it like you would treat a conversation with a person. Clarify what you meant. Redirect the conversation gently. Build on what worked. For example, that's close, but I'm really focusing more on some specific angle. Could you frame it that way? Or good start. Now, can you make it a little bit more a different tone, a different style, or to a different focus? Or actually, here's a better way to think about it. Technique number 3. Use voice to text to boost flow. Typing can sometimes make us over-edit ourselves. We think too much about what we're writing instead of just expressing the idea. Voice to text breaks that barrier. When you literally speak your thoughts into the AI, it captures the more natural rhythm and tone. It feels faster, lighter, and often surfaces ideas you wouldn't have typed. For example, dictate brainstorming sessions out loud while driving, walking, or thinking through a problem. Record reflective conversations when you're journaling ideas or working through strategy sessions. Use your natural speaking voice to ask clarifying follow-up questions. It keeps the dialogue lively. Technique number 4. Avoid over-formalization and over-complication. One of the easiest ways to accidentally break the flow of conversational prompting is trying to make your input too perfect or too detailed up front. Remember, you're starting a conversation, not building a legal document. Avoid overloading the prompt with every single instruction at once. Writing overly formal or robotic-sounding inputs. Treating the AI like a search engine instead of a thought partner. Examples of what not to do. Generate a comprehensive 5-part Six Sigma structured analysis of topic X in exactly 1,500 words. Or list 17 bullet points in APA citation format with references for ... You can build towards specificity as the conversation unfolds, but don't start there. Field debrief. Here's the mindset to carry with you. Start casual, steer naturally, speak freely, build structure gradually. Coach the conversation, don't control it. If you practice these techniques, you'll notice the quality of your interactions with AI improving dramatically, with less effort and more natural flow. In the next chapter, we'll zoom out and look at real-world use cases where conversational prompting shines, so you can start applying it immediately to your work, projects, and creativity. Field tip number 1. The more naturally you start, the more naturally the conversation will unfold. Field tip number 2. Think of your clarifications as coaching the AI, not correcting it. This mindset keeps the flow positive and productive. Field tip number 3. If your platform supports it, use voice input at least once a day to stay sharp in your conversational prompting practice. Field tip number 4. Think of conversational prompting like building a fire. You start with kindling simple inputs and add more structure and specificity as the flame grows. Chapter 5. Use cases for conversational prompting. Real-world ways to apply the power of natural dialogue with AI. By now, you know what conversational prompting is and how to practice it. But how does it actually show up in real life? The truth is, conversational prompting isn't just a theory. It's a practical tool you can apply across a wide range of work, creativity, and personal growth activities. In this chapter, I'll walk you through some of the most powerful and immediate use cases for conversational prompting, so you can start using it purposefully starting today. Number 1. Content development and creation. Whenever I'm developing content, Whether it's an article, a podcast episode, a presentation, or even this very field guide, I lean heavily on conversational prompting. Instead of trying to dump a rigid outline into ChatGPT, I talk through my ideas. Here's the concept I'm working with, or I'm thinking about breaking it into 3 main parts, or how would you frame this idea more clearly? This dialogue lets the content breathe and evolve naturally. It surfaces better phrasing, fresh angles, and sometimes ideas I hadn't even considered yet. Applications include outlining blog posts, articles, or books, developing scripts for videos or podcasts, brainstorming creative titles, taglines, and branding ideas, refining storytelling and messaging flow. Number 2, brainstorming and idea expansion. Stuck on a decision? Trying to find fresh ideas? Need to think bigger? Conversational prompting is one of the best brainstorming tools available today. Instead of struggling alone, you start a dialogue with the AI. For example, I'm trying to brainstorm new podcast episode ideas around conversational AI. What directions could I go? Or, if I wanted to expand this concept into a full workshop, what would that look like? Because the AI responds in real time, you're able to iterate faster, and the conversation often pulls you into directions you wouldn't have discovered on your own. Applications for this include exploring business ideas, exploring business ideas, exploring business ideas, expanding product or service offerings, developing marketing campaigns, or innovating new strategies or solutions. Number 3, decision support and option evaluation. Conversational prompting is incredibly effective when you're weighing options. You don't have to frame a perfectly analytical question. You can talk it through. For example, I'm deciding between 2 business models. Let me walk you through them and get your feedback. Or, here are the pros and cons as I see them. Is there anything I might be missing? This approach helps you externalize your thinking and tap into new considerations. Sometimes just hearing yourself explain the options out loud to the AI clarifies your decision-making instantly. Applications for this include business and career decisions, strategy evaluations, project planning, and risk assessments. Number 4, personal journaling and reflection. Conversational prompting isn't just for business and productivity. It's also a powerful tool for self-reflection and personal growth. You can treat the AI like a silent journal partner. For example, today I'm feeling stuck creatively. Let me unpack why. Or, I'm thinking about how my communication style has changed over the last year. Let's reflect on that together. This creates a judgment-free space to explore emotions, ambitions, challenges, and lessons. It helps you see yourself more clearly. Applications for this include daily or weekly reflections, goal-setting conversations, emotional processing and clarity, and personal growth tracking. Number 5, creative problem solving. Finally, conversational prompting shines when you're working through complex problems because it lets you reason out loud. Instead of demanding an immediate solution, you can engage in step-by-step thinking. For example, let's walk through this together. Here's a challenge I'm facing. Here's what I've tried. Here's what's still not working. Or, if you were approaching this, what angles would you explore that I might be missing? By staying conversational and exploratory, you often surface unconventional solutions that wouldn't emerge in a rigid prompt structure. Applications for this include troubleshooting operational issues, designing better workflows, identifying hidden risks, and innovating beyond conventional constraints. Field debrief. Conversational prompting isn't just a communication style. It's a way to think, create, problem solve, and reflect with the support of AI. The more you apply it across your real work in real life, the more natural it becomes, and the more valuable your AI interactions will be. In the next chapter, I'll share a quick reference field note section, giving you starter phrases, tactical moves, and go-to reminders to keep sharpening your conversational prompting skills anytime you need them. Chapter 6. Quick Reference Field Notes. Your on-the-go cheat sheet for sharper AI conversations. Sometimes you don't need a full chapter. You just need a nudge in the right direction. That's what this quick reference section is for. Whenever you need a reminder, a starter phrase, or a tactical move to sharpen your conversational prompting, you can come right back here. Let's make it fast, simple, and actionable. 10 starter phrases for natural conversations with AI. When you're opening a session with AI, these phrases help set the right tone: casual, collaborative, and open-ended. Number 1. I'm thinking through an idea. Let me talk it out with you. Number 2. Here's a situation I'm working through. Can we explore it together? Number 3. I'm brainstorming around X topic. What directions could we go? Number 4. I'm trying to clarify my thinking on X topic. Let's talk it through. Number 5. I have a rough idea in mind. Can we build it out step by step? Number 6. I'm not sure yet what I'm aiming for. Let's explore options together. Number 7. Can I walk you through my thought process and get your feedback? Number 8. I'm trying to identify gaps in my plan. Help me think it through. Number 9. Let's brainstorm potential risk and opportunities for X project. And number 10. Help me reflect on how I'm approaching X challenge. Here's what I'm thinking so far. Field tip. Starter phrases don't have to be fancy. Just start the conversation. 5 conversational moves that unlock deeper responses. Once the conversation is flowing, here are 5 moves you can use to dig deeper and sharpen the output. Number 1. Clarify the frame. For example, let me be a little clearer about what I'm aiming for. Number 2. Ask for expansion. For example, can you expand on that idea and go a layer deeper? Number 3. Shift the perspective. For example, what would this look like from another angle? Number 4. Reframe or refocus. For example, that's close, but I'm really focusing more on X specific area. Could we reframe it toward that? Number 5. Summarize and build. For example, here's what I'm hearing. Now let's build on that. Field tip. The conversation is living. Adjust it like you would adjust a real dialogue, naturally, responsively, and flexibly. Field mindset reminders. You're collaborating, not commanding. Treat the AI like a teammate, not a tool. Conversation unlocks creation. You don't have to arrive with a perfect prompt. Just start building. Using your voice liberates your flow. When in doubt, speak your thoughts instead of typing. Your natural rhythm matters. Imperfect is better than silent. Start messy if you have to. Conversation clarifies as you go. The future is conversational. The easier you make the interaction for yourself, the more powerful your AI use becomes. Field debrief. You don't need to memorize techniques. You don't need to over-prepare prompts. You already have what you need: your voice, your mind, your natural communication flow. Conversational prompting is about trusting that every session you have, every conversation you build, strengthens your ability to think better, create faster, and collaborate smarter with AI. In the final section of this field guide, we'll wrap it all up and look forward to how conversational prompting will shape the future of AI itself. Conclusion: the future is conversational. Where we're heading and why it matters. The age of prompt engineering taught us one important lesson. AI is powerful, but how we interact with it matters even more. And as powerful as AI has become, its real potential won't be unlocked by formulas, scripts, or rigid input structures. It will be unlocked through human conversation, because conversation is natural, intuitive, relational, creative, and adaptive. It's the highest form of communication we have, and it's the most natural way for us to think, learn, explore, and build. Conversational prompting is the bridge. Conversational prompting isn't just a shortcut for working with AI. It's a bridge between the world of complex technology and the natural rhythms of human communication. It removes the friction that keeps so many people from using AI to its fullest. It makes AI accessible to everyone, not just the prompt engineers, coders, or technical experts. If you can think, and if you can talk, you can collaborate with AI. That's the real future of how we will work, create, problem solve, and innovate alongside these tools. You are early. Right now, conversational prompting is still an emerging idea. Most of the conversation around AI still centers around engineering better prompts, mastering complicated frameworks, or crafting intricate inputs. But you're ahead of the curve. You're recognizing that the next evolution of AI interaction isn't about becoming more robotic. It's about becoming more human. And the earlier you can start mastering this way of working, the more fluent, powerful, and impactful you'll be as AI continues to evolve. Final field notes. Trust your ability to communicate naturally. Treat your AI sessions as conversations, not commands. Let your thoughts be imperfect, evolving, and human. Sharpen your clarity through dialogue, not rigid scripts. Remember, conversation is creation. Thank you for being part of the new conversation. By practicing conversational prompting, you're not just improving how you use AI, you're shaping the way the future of AI will work for everyone. The future belongs to the conversationalist, and you're already one of them. Let's keep building, keep talking, and keep creating, one conversation at a time.